Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the world of the Aetas. The Aetas are among the earliest known migrants or inhabitants of the Philippines. Over the years, the majority of their population managed to keep their cultural practices and traditions. But sadly, as one of the indigenous groups thriving in the country, they also face challenges such as displacement, marginalization, and poverty. This time, let us learn just a brief history of Aetas to know them more. According to historians, the Aetas, also known as Agtas, are Australo-Melanesians. Historical accounts suggest that they're of the same group as those of Aborigines in Australia and Melanesians of Solomon Islands. While they closely resemble physical characteristics such as curly hair and dark-colored skin, it is not clear as to how they arrived here in the Philippines. Most historians point to the Bering Land Bridge theory to explain the history of the Aetas. This theory suggests that the Aetas reached the Philippines because of the land bridges or narrow strait that connected all land masses in the world. According to this theory, hunters at that time crossed these land bridges, but due to the movement of plates underneath the Earth's surface, these migration paths eventually disappeared. Therefore, even those with no intent to colonize new lands were unable to return to their original homes. Now let us move on to the main topic of our discussion, which is all about the roles of the elder and their teachings to the young. Just for everyone to know, we got all the information from a research study describing the livelihood resources, practices, and values of Aetas in Midbaitan, Botolan, Zambales, located in Central Luzon, Philippines. The study described the characteristics of the residents, livelihood resources and practices, cultural practices and values, and their problems. As we read the whole research paper, we found out that the locals of Midbaitan are family-centered and closely knit. They adhere to traditional practices and values that reiterate the importance of the family. Now here are some general roles of the elders. 1. Parents rise at around 4 at dawn and start preparing for their tasks for the day. 2. Upon rising, the mother tends to the kitchen and prepares coffee for the husband. The father prepares his tools and animals for his work set for the day. He goes to his farm with his breakfast before sunrise and comes home at sundown. 3. The mother rouses the children when the husband has left and eats breakfast with them. She readies them for school and sends out by 6:30 to 7 a.m. She returns to housekeeping tasks until cooking time for lunch. 4. The mother continues doing unfinished chores. At 3 p.m., she starts gathering products for market which might be sold to a local buyer. At 5, she starts gathering vegetables around the house for the evening meal, then starts cooking. 5. The father's role is mainly to provide food and fund for other needs of the family, while the mother is responsible for housekeeping and maximizing resources for the family. She makes sure that the children have 3 meals a day, go to school clean and on time. 6. The mother also teaches the children house chores, while the father's role is to teach them farm work. Boys especially are taught farm work and must be able to work on the farm independently at age 14. By then, they should be capable of generating income for their own families. 7. Livelihood is a shared responsibility of a married couple. When the children have grown, the mother works shoulder to shoulder with her husband in the field for a living. Housekeeping then becomes the task of the older daughters. Lastly, these are some of the teachings of the elders to the young. First, the residents maintain routines and specific roles for their members. Newly married children should build their dwellings near their parents' house and work on their father's farm for a while. They are later assigned a lot to farm for their family's needs and become independent. Grandparents often live in the same compound and eat with the family of one of their children, but they have their own dwelling. Second, after dinner and house chores, the children should do their assignments asking help from older siblings or their parents. Lights are doused at 8 p.m. And third, The children should join their parents in farming, gathering banana blossoms, hunting, fishing, or whatever livelihood activity they are engaged in as soon as they are able. Members of the household work together in harvesting, cleaning, sorting products, and bringing them to the market the following day. Other teachings or practices like magbandi, mamahabi, or pahungaw ensures that newlyweds will be provided a decent means of livelihood in their years together. It indebts the husband to the family of the wife, hence, he must treat his wife well. Otherwise, the wife's family may intervene and take back his wife. It could be costly for him to regain his family. Also, the practice of maglanggad reminds individuals to be always considerate and respectful. All these practices keep Aeta families whole and clans at peace with one another. Other prominent values. Values like paglingon sa pinanggalingan or caring for one's roots, trust in God, use of herbal medicine, sharing, pursuit of education, determination, and industriousness are also some of the teachings of the elders to the young, for they are considered shields of survival because these help them survive and recover their losses. Hunters share their catch with family and friends upon returning to their villages from 3 to 4 days of hunting. Bawal magdamot, lalo na sa biyanan, or it is forbidden to be ungenerous, especially to parents-in-law, they would say. Believing in God and in spirits or anitos also extend their will to survive. They would like to keep their G-strings or bahag and arrows or pana as cultural symbols of their practical philosophy and open-mindedness. That would be all. But before we end, let us remember that a good person is one with a duty to help everyone, to maximize his or her potential. Indigenous people, people with disabilities, and our forgotten families. We will not leave anyone behind. Thank you.